How's it going, guys? Cour here. We received some early previews for episode 29 of the thousandyearbloodwar. There's been a lot of spoilers for this episode, mainly because of the special preview events. So a lot of people have already seen this episode and they've leaked information on some screenshots and what happens. I'm not going to go too much into spoiler. I'm just going to show the official previews that they're shown and a few insight in the episode, but not too spoilery. So synopsis is, in order to save Soul King, Ichigo pulls out the sword that has pierced him. However, as if guided by the Quincy blood flowing through his body, Ichigo ends up cutting down the Soul King with the very sword, and the three worlds are now without the Soul King. Ohara, Kisuke and others realize the gravity of the situation, but they have not an immediate solution. As strange things begin to happen, Jusha Ukitake take action, declaring that he will become the Soul King's replacement. At the same time, Shun Street Kuraku heads towards underground Great Prison out of the Shinigami Academy in an attempt to deal with the dire situation. We know what that dire situation is, or why he's at a great prison. There's only one reason for that. Can't wait for the Mukan scene. But it's kind of crazy, this synopsis straight up tells you the spoiler of what Ukitake does or what his major role is in this arc. Even putting quotation marks, become the Soul King's replacement. That's crazy. So these are the early previews they have shown, official website. So animation stuff involves storyboard Jung Young Hoon, I might have pronounced that wrong. Direction is also Jung Young Hoon. Animation supervisor is Minami Shiba Haru Watanabe. Chief animation director is Michio Hasegawa. Again, I'm not too familiar with these names, but apparently the storyboard director, this is the first episode he's doing the storyboard for, so Jung Jung Hoon. I'm definitely butchering the name. Apparently Jung Jung Hoon has directed episodes involving Everything But the Rain, June, Truth, and Marching Out the Zombies. Minami Shiba has worked on episode 2, 6, 7, 10, and 19, so those are like one of the better episodes. Haru Watanabe is an OG Bleach director, and he also worked with Taguchi for Akudama Drive. So it seems like we have a very good team, animators team on board for this episode. I don't expect a lot of action because apparently, according to the early previews, there's not much action. It's mainly exposition, story, especially involving Ukitake. So let's go through these early screenshots. So first one we see is Kuraku. Now, when we see purple, what do we think immediately? There's only one character associated with the color purple, that's Aizen. So this is clearly in Mukan, his exchanges with Aizen. And this looks sick. Bro, you can even see that the glass particles behind him. And if not mistaken, Unohana versus Kenpachi, that was also in Mukan. And that had a lot of like glass pillars or crystal-like pillars around him in the surroundings. I think this is the same thing as well. But this is so dope because it's not showing Aizen, but it's clearly speaking to Aizen. And he's just full of purple aura everywhere. Purple spiritual pressure. And I'm glad they keep him with the color purple. If you don't know, all the Instagram edits, TikTok edits, when you name it, they always do these Aizen, like sick ass Aizen edits, and they're all always purple in color. He owns that color now. He owns the color purple. And look how identical it is to the original OG manga. Like the art style is spot on. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of Sakuga or crazy animation of flow or movement or motion in this episode, but we can guarantee some incredible art style and a perfect Kubo art style that we've been getting throughout the whole Core 1, 2, and 3. But look how accurate this is. This is legit 1-to-1 to the manga. Next we have Ichigo looking stressed as a mother. Look how stressed he looks. You see the stress lines, the eye baggage coming up just below his eyes. He still has a blue vein, so this is just still soon after he slashed or sliced down the Soul King. He's probably so stressed up because he's the reason why the Soul King is dead. In his mind, he's probably thinking like, damn, I shouldn't have been here. I think this wouldn't happen in the first place if I wasn't here. So he's feeling proper guilty, proper crap. Like he's feeling proper shady. And again, the art style looks crazy here. I'm loving how they depicted his emotion and facial expressions here. Like he's not crying, he's not sobbing, he's not whining. He's probably pissed, stressed out of his mind, angered, triggered, and super guilty all in one. You can see him sweating but no tears. Like he's just proper feeling crap right now. And by the way, the whole thing about you need someone who has all races, Quincy, Hollow, Shinigami, Fullbring, and that being Ichigo to kill the Soul King. That whole information is new. That is not in the manga. So that's a new detail they added in the anime. Meaning Ichigo is going to feel even more guilty than the manga counterpart. Because the manga, it was just a slice down. You got controlled by Quincy blood and that's it. But the anime, they added the extra explanation of they needed Ichigo, needed someone that had all 3 races or 4 races. So he's going to feel even more crap in anime. That's why he looks more stressed here than he did in manga. In the manga, he was also feeling crap, but he's gonna feel it more in anime. Now we got Ukitake. Remember, the last time we seen Ukitake was in this area in the R&D department with Ukitake and the rest. But you can see behind him, look at the CGI effect of the Mimihage. It looks like a symbiote from Spider-Man. The CGI is perfect. It doesn't look cheap at all. Again, thousandyearbloodwar uses one of the best CGI uses there is. A Demon Slayer and Fate series from Ufotable, they tend to use some of the best CGI. Besides them, the thousandyearbloodwar is some of the best I've seen ever. The Mimihage just looks crazy. It looks like a movie in a way because of how good the 3D is. This is just before the moment. It's been confirmed from the early previews that he's going to have like 10 minutes of added new scenes, which is crazy. This is what I've been wanting. I've been wanting for them to add a lot more to certain characters, especially Ukitake. I made a video months ago about top 10 or top 5 improvements that we need in the thousandyearbloodwar, and they're looking like they're actually resolving and sorting all the issues that we've been having for the past 10 years or so. And Ukitake, in that video, Ukitake was one of the characters I really wish they fleshed out more. And now look, they're giving like 10 minutes of dedicated Ukitake moment, which is insane. This is what I've been asking for, certain characters like Ukitake to shine more. So even though his moment in this arc is like very pivotal, it wasn't much to it. It was very short-lived, and I wish they added more to it. But now we get 10 minutes, and apparently there's gonna be a lot of flashback. We're gonna see younger Ukitake. Apparently we might see Ukitake and Kuraku when they were younger, a flashback between the two, and see how their relationship developed back then. So they're really addressing all the issues I've been saying in that video, and not just me, like all the issues that everyone's been saying. So I feel like a lot of us are gonna feel affected, much more affected in this episode, in this anime, than the manga. We might even be crying and having tears for the guy. Ukitake is one of the characters I always wanted to adore and love and like, but they didn't give him much reason to, because he doesn't get much screen time. And the only fight he really had was the one against Yamamoto in Soul Society, and even then that wasn't really a fight, that was more of a sparring. And his fight against Wonderwise, but even then he didn't fight Wonderwise, he got backshotted or stealth attacks from behind. So like that doesn't really count. So we never really get a fight for him, and I don't think we're gonna get a fight in this episode either, but at least we're gonna get more of his story, his backstory, him as a character, which is gonna be so sick to see. This also explains why the first two calls, call 1 and call 2, the pacing in those two calls was kind of iffy for me. Not just for me, for a lot of people. They say it's a bit too fast, they don't let things breathe. Now it makes a lot of sense. You see how much added content we have in call 3. Up to now in Cour 3, episode 1 and 2, so episode 28, episode 27, both those episodes paced out so well, no pacing issues whatsoever. And that's mainly because, again, it's one-to-one to the manga as well as added scenes. So like, again, Ichigo versus Yuha, entirely new in episode 2 of Cour 3. In episode 1 of Cour 3, we have Uri versus Senjumaru, entirely new. So these extra scenes, added content, fleshed out story also helps with the pacing. So Cour 1 and 2 pacing was sacrificed in a way, but in return we have a much better paced Cour 3 and 4. Not only do we get better pacing Cour 3 and 4, but we're probably gonna get better story. Like Cour 3 and 4 is gonna be way beyond above better than the manga. I even speak to some of my friends and my family, they say, oh, Cour 1 and Cour 2 is too rushed, I can't enjoy it as much. But all of it makes sense. They need to rush a bit so they can focus more on the weaker cores, being Cour 3 and 4, where it's not fleshed out, especially Cour 4. Another preview is Rukia. There's not much to this, but you gotta remember Rukia is a lieutenant to Ukitake. I'm not sure if we had this moment with Rukia witnessing Ukitake. I can't remember that in the manga, but in the anime you can definitely tell he's looking at Ukitake. She's probably a bit concerned, very wary of him. Like, she's gonna feel it the most of everyone. Actually, second most. I think Kuraku is, but I think Kuraku is like on that maturity level where he knows Ukitake's time is coming up. But Rukia, she's like the underling. She's more younger. She's a lieutenant of Ukitake, so she's very close to Ukitake, especially the whole Kain situation where Kain gets killed by Rukia. Ukitake was involved in all of that events. So you can even see her eyes, like there's some stress marks, line marks underneath the eyes, the eye baggage. Like she's also getting heavy eye bags. So this is definitely where Ukitake reveals the Mimihage. Ukitake is probably gonna reveal like what he's gonna do, what he's gonna try and do, and Rukia understand like this is his moment. This is where he's probably gonna be the end of Ukitake. So we're gonna see her like even tear up. Now I don't know if this is official early previews. I think this is leaks, so I don't really want to delve too much into this. But again, we're gonna get flashbacks to Ukitake, like dedicated, like 10 minutes of dedicated flashback and story improvements for Ukitake. And one of them looks like we're gonna get younger, like very young Ukitake here. And this is probably when he just gets infected or just gets the ability of the Mimi Hagi, or the Soul King's ability of the right arm. I think it's the right arm. Yes, I just double check. It's the right hand of the Soul King. So this is when he just gets that ability. He looks like he's in a different realm. He's not in like Soul Society or whatever other realm there is. He's in like in this inside realm, probably in his body, in his mind, in his soul. And can we talk about how crazy this is? This is so important. This is so huge, and we're getting this in an anime. We never got this in the manga, by the way. Young Jushiro Ukitake, when he confronts probably Mimi Hagi and like the ability of Mimi Hagi. That's crazy. I don't want to get too much again because I don't think these are official screenshots. Now we got Yhwach with the eyes again, the Almighty. Not much going on here. We can't really get much out from this screen, but from the next screenshot, we have what looks like Ichigo vs Yhwach again. I thought this fight's over. And let's go. Ichigo ain't giving up. Ichigo's like, yeah, I may be stressed. I may have killed the Soul King, but I'm still going to try and still fight you. And I'm loving that. Like, he's not giving up. Ichigo at this stage should not be giving up this easy. But if you look as well, Ichigo back. That's his Zangetsu there. I can't see the small Zangetsu, but does this mean the sword that he's using right now to attack Yuha is Yuha's blade or Yuha's sword? You can still see the Quincy blood or the blue vein on his right arm as well. Does this mean that he's getting control of his body again? So now he's able to use his limbs again. So he's using Yuha's sword to attack Yhwach, which is cool and funny. But it's cool detail that he's not using the Zangetsu blades, the two Zangetsu. He's using Yuha's sword. And Yhwach just blocked it with his arm. He's built different, but this looks cool. That this is shot and direction itself. And the final one. So this must be just before or after that Kuraku preview that we just received or just seen. This has to be a leak. There is no way this is from the episode. But the thing is, how did someone get some clear ass screenshot of this? Like, this is HD ass HD screenshot. And again, you can see the glass crystalline pillars. For sure, no, this is in Mukan. And again, I appreciate that they're keeping accuracy here, because the Unohana vs Kenpachi that was in Mukan, we had these crystalline pillars, and we in Mukan again, and we have these crystalline pillars in the background. But look at the purple reflection and the highlights around them. Where's this purple aura coming from? Where's this purple energy coming from? I know a lot of the Aizen edits in TikTok and Instagram, again, they use his eyes as purple, like they become purple in color. He doesn't have purple eyes. He never had purple eyes. He always has brown eyes. But I hope they do something like that. So you know that one scene where Surge with spiritual suppression goes insane with his Ryatsu. Hopefully his eyes goes purple then. That'll be sick. I want his eyes to go purple. I miss when Bleach used to do that back in the day. They did it with Ichigo vs Kenpachi. They never did it since then. Where the eye color changed to the color of the spiritual pressure energy. But the detail and the art style is sick here. Like, I feel like a lot of the budget every time Aizen comes on screen, he takes like 8% of the budget, as he should. But I cannot wait for the Aizen scenes. Aizen scene always gasses me up. He's literally my favorite anime manga villain of all time. That's a high claim, but I honestly believe Aizen's up there. He's top 3. Like, you have to have Aizen in your top 3 list of all time anime villains. The Aizen scene prior to thousandyearbloodwar has always been amazing. But the one they do in thousandyearbloodwar was taking so much care. And it's so sort that it makes you want to have more. Like, Taikuba knows we want more, but he gives you little snippets or little sprinkle of Aizen moments to make us desire more of his scenes. So it makes it all that more impactful when you see Aizen, because there's not much screen time of him in this arc. But his scenes are always done so well. If you put Aizen every episode, it'd be like a 10 out of 10 episode every single episode. So there is more leaks to this that's out there, because again, people have seen a special early screening. I'm not going to talk about that because that's too spoilery. Like, I want to have some novelty in the episode. Even for myself, I want to see some of these Ukitake flashbacks just fresh and brand new and be shocked by it. But I will go through some little synopsis, a little background to the content to this episode. But shout out to Weebs Guild. They actually have some cool podcasts. I've seen some of them on Instagram. But they went to the early screening again, or the special events. So they've seen the entirety of episode 29. But they go with heavy dialogue, heavy flashback, like we mentioned. So not much action. If there is any action, we've seen Yuha vs Ichigo for a bit. I'm guessing that'll be like 2 minutes max. First half of the episode is all Ukitake scenes. So 10 minutes. Can you believe that? 10 minutes, half the episode is dedicated to Ukitake, as he should have. Second half, we get to Orihime attempt to heal the Soul King, Mimi Hagi save, and then the rest is all Aizen, baby. Yes, definitely. That's what I like to hear. So the Mimi Hagi save, that means we're going to see the Soul King get temporarily saved. And we're going to see, I'm guessing we're going to get at least 3 minutes or 4 minutes of Aizen. I mean, I'll take it. I think Aizen scenes people are going to love. Especially in social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, they're gonna love the Aizen scenes. I can't wait for those edits, man. The edits are gonna be incredible. But all in all, it's gonna be a fantastic episode in my opinion. Honestly, these episodes tend to be the best for me. The one where there's exposition, story, episode where there's not much action. Those tend to be surprising, some of the best for me and most interesting. You know, I do love the fight scenes and action scenes. We will get more of that, don't worry. But this episode will be very important to the story and I can't wait. It's gonna be super lore heavy. We've been getting so much new lore dumps in the past few episodes. Episode 1, 2, and we're gonna get more in 3. Bro, the world is getting bigger in Bleach World. And next week, we're probably gonna get Ichigo versus Uru, because apparently next week it's gonna be titled, oh sorry, not next week, like next Saturday. So not this Saturday, Saturday after episode 30. Apparently it's titled The Betrayer. And according to the trailer, we haven't seen those clips of Ichigo doing dodge rolls, like the Dark Souls fat rolling, and like him parrying the arrows. And those look animated so well. In my opinion, those look animated better than the Ichigo vs Yuha. And I think those scenes are from Ichigo vs Uryu. So I think Ichigo vs Uryu is probably gonna have better animation than Ichigo vs Yhwach, in my personal opinion. That's what I think is gonna happen. So I'm confident in believing that episode 30, so next Saturday, will be Ichigo vs Uryu. So that's gonna be so sick to see. So that's it for spoiler talk. So I'll catch you guys in this week's episode.